Good evening and welcome to...
In the early 2000s, as the internet was becoming a central part of everyday life, a small website emerged that would help define a generation of online gaming, and that website was Miniclip. Founded in 2001 by Robert Small and Tehan Presby, the original concept was simple but innovative for its time, an online platform that combined casual browser games with viral, shareable content. At the time when downloading games was slow and expensive, Miniclip allowed users to play instantly through their web browser. The company was originally registered in Switzerland, but its operations and creative direction quickly expanded, with London becoming its primary base. Miniclip's growth coincided with the rise of Adobe Flash technology. Flash made it possible to create fast, accessible, and visually engaging games that ran directly in a browser. Miniclip capitalized on this perfectly. By the mid-2000s, Miniclip had become one of the most visited gaming websites in the world. Iconic titles such as Club Penguin, Commando, Heli Attack, Motherlode, and Raft Wars became staples of school computer labs and home PCs alike. The platform appealed to a wide audience because its games were free, easy to play, and required no installation. As someone who grew up playing Miniclip in the mid-2000s, particularly as I was actually a young child back then, of course this is definitely something that's up my alley. And looking back at Miniclip now and seeing how it is today compared to how it was back in the 2000s, it's kind of sad to see that its once form of glory is now pretty much stripped away, particularly because Flash is now dead. No one really uses Flash anymore. So I wanted to make this video as a bit of a tribute to Miniclip, but also just to revisit the games that I had played. And these are games that either many people don't really remember or had played probably once in a while. And of course I'm going to include some of the more popular ones, but these games I think These games I hold dearly to my heart, considering that it was a time where I was just free as a kid, not really needing to remember any responsibilities. I know that sounds so sappy right now, but like, it is the truth when you really think about it. So many things have happened so much and you can't help but wanting to just replay these games again. But what's interesting is also that some of the games I'm going to be discussing are actually now considered lost media, and you can still find some of these games, but it's just very hard to even play them. Again, I will be going through these. The first game we're going to discuss about is Alien Abduction. A 3D game that came out in 2003. It was on the Miniclip website, and let me tell you that it's a very simple game, but also was very much a game that was memorable. It was a very simple sort of game that you could play, and it had a very interesting control system. The description basically is that Alien Abduction is a 3D game where the player controls a UFO to abduct people that spawn all around town and drop them in the alien mothership that has landed there. Ships will appear every now and then, and these need to be avoided or destroyed. There are multiple levels, each one has a time limit and a list of abductees to abduct. The UFO has an energy meter used to beam up NPCs. The spacebar key is used to beam up abductees and drop them into the mothership, the M key is used to shoot at enemy ships, and the C key alters the camera view, while also using the actual mousepad of A, W, S, D to actually move around. I probably got that wrong. I don't have a laptop. It's been a while since I've had a laptop, so apologies on that. And mainly the game is very short and simple. I will admit, of all the games, while this is very nostalgic, it is also one of the ones that is definitely boring after a while. After rewatching the YouTube clip that's here right now, it definitely is one of those ones that definitely is sort of thing that you played once in a while just to have a little bit of fun, but eventually you would get over it. The game was developed by Damon Pidhajiki. Sorry if I mispronounced it. I don't know much about what he's been doing lately after I looked it up, but he's been doing more programming for certain different games, so he definitely still does it, but Alien Abduction, for being the first one, is actually not too bad. If anyone else has actually played this game, please let me know in the comments down below. I would really love to know how you guys had felt when playing this game. There's not much difference to it, but it was a good start for the game. I apologize for that one. Show jumping is a 3D horse riding simulation where players select a horse and a rider to compete across multiple levels of increasing difficulty. The objective is to complete courses by jumping cleanly over obstacles while managing time and avoiding penalties. The game requires skill and timing to navigate through the courses effectively. This is one of the mini games that was just published by Miniclip, so it's kind of funny that there was actually no other person or anyone involved, only they were involved. And I know this is a weird game to put up on, but it actually was one of the games I did enjoy playing. Yes, I was a horse girl. Yes, I did horse riding and all that. No, I don't do them anymore, but I had very fond memories of playing this game. Unfortunately, like many of the other games, this one has actually been lost to time. You can find them on other software websites where you can play them for free, but again, it's very hard to find this one. I kept looking and kept seeing some Reddit posts for people trying to find where you can play the game. Definitely there is a way to play it, but unfortunately, like I said, the game has been actually lost to time. And yeah, it's generally actually depressing. The only place I could really find show jumping was actually on Flashpoint, which actually is a Flash project where they're trying to actually do their best to protect and actually preserve all of the old Flash games. I have some screenshots here of what I could find, but once again, it's a very hard one to find. It's one of the ones that's hard to find, and the only thing that we can actually go off of is actually video footage, and thanking to this YouTuber for having this video footage to show. Yes, this is a weird one. It's a short entry I'm putting in. It's just because of nostalgia reasons. I did love playing the game. It was a short and simple game, very easy to do. Is there anything for me to say about Club Penguin? Everybody and their grandmother knows about this game. But to give a quick overview, Club Penguin was a massively multiplayer online game, or an MMO, that ran from 2005 to 2017. They were the good years. The game featured a virtual world that included a wide range of online games and activities. It was created by New Horizon Interactive, which is now known as Disney Canada, and players used cartoon penguin avatars and played in an Antarctic-themed open world. I remember this game, it was just big and popular, and so I was quite surprised that my iPad could actually play a version of it, which is Club Penguin Legacy, but as you're going to see as what I could record, I couldn't get far through it. So first thing first, I actually started to log into an account and made my username account, and then we logged in, and it pretty much is what it was, the Club Penguin Legacy, really great. So I logged into the main plaza, everything was going great, I was letting my penguin dance around, and before you know it, it crashed. So I thought, okay, what the hell, I'll just jump on again and just see how we go. And it was going great. I pimped up my penguin, I went back into the gift shop, everything was going fine. I decided to buy myself a little wig and also an apron as well. I thought they were so cute. Pimped myself up, made myself pink, go back outside, it crashed again. So, believe it or not, I tried again. This time I decided, well, you know what, we better go and try to find somewhere else to go. So I tried to look around, decided, you know what, I want to go into the plaza, go to the pizza place. I want to go check out Pizzatron 3000. That's such a classic. And I go to go play it, and it crashed. Again. So I jumped in for like another time just to get back into this stupid fucking game. I clock on, I go in towards the coffee shop. I was like, you know what, let's play a game. And then all of a sudden... What? And it was weird where I realized, yeah, no more. I'm done. So this is the section where I decide, let's talk about Acid Factory. God, stop. Please stop it now. Stop. So Acid Factory was a 2D classic puzzle platformer game released on Miniclip in 2006. And you know what? This is a classic game. If you haven't played it, you were living under a rock. The whole idea was actually helping to guide a trapped factory worker named Harry to safety after a cooling system explosion floods the facility with acid. No, that's literally what the game is about, I kid you not. You navigate obstacles and mutant enemies to reach the portal at the end of each level. And I, again, am quite surprised that my iPad was able to play a bit of it. For like one level. So I started off the game as normal, started playing around, grabbing the battery pack things, avoiding a little squishy mellow thingy, and trying not to die in the acid, because when you die, it's not fun. It's not pretty. And of course, as I went through along, it was just kind of dawning on me how much nostalgia I was feeling for this game, and eventually I made it to the end, and then... don't know what happened, but the game just like froze and it took a very long time, and I had to realize, okay, I've got to restart this again. So I booted the game back up again, kind of got back in, and again it was just another level of just waiting, and I had to restart this game a couple of times. Like, it got to the point that it was getting a little bit frustrating because I did not know how else I was supposed to fix this. Eventually I just kept replaying the game, and then I kept dying, and I died a lot. So yeah, not gonna lie, I was not really happy about the fact that it wouldn't work and I died, but also once again when I tried again, I could never get past to level 3, and I think it's just because it could not work. Again, I do not have a functioning computer, so I've only got an iPad. Of course, I'm very limited to what games I can play, which completely sucks. While I try to show a more limited idea of what Miniclip was and the many games that I played as a child, we've got to go down to what actually kind of happened. Why did Miniclip just kind of shut down? And while it never did entirely shut down, the company did actually kind of shut down its browser-based games, which obviously removed a lot of the more classic online titles that I've shown on here, which includes a lot, even including RuneScapes as well. And mainly this all happened in 2022, mainly to focus on the lucrative gaming marketing in mobile games, which sucks. Also, the death of Flash did not help as well. A lot of the majority of games were done by Flash, and because Flash had become discontinued by the end of 2020, it actually made a lot of things more harder to sustain for a lot of games, and a lot of games did eventually kind of disappear to time. So a lot of these games, and a lot of the clips I've shown of these games only existed, and thankfully they're not lost media because there is videos of these games, but it is just kind of sad that we don't have this chance to play these games anymore. The point of playing all of these games was to have fun and basically to kick back and relax, and I remember just being online as a kid back in the early 2000s playing these Flash games like it was nothing, and I didn't even think about it at the time because as a kid you don't think about time, you don't think about the fact that you're going to grow up one day and eventually all these things you have as a child is going to go away. That thought never came across to me as a child, and of course the moment that everything from Flash disappearing to a lot of the games that I grew up on, including some websites I used to play, whether they were actually legit websites or something dodgy, disappearing altogether was quite a bit of a shock. Even something as the death of Club Penguin, the original Club Penguin, and while there is like different reboots and whatnot, including the one that I played that crashed a couple of times, again, it doesn't bring back that memory. It's not the same thing if you think about it. It's still not the same thing. Unfortunately, it will never bring back the original Club Penguin. That has long and gone been dead now. Even Club Penguin Island, which was trying to be a 3D remake for mobile, didn't even work out at all. What's mainly shocking to me is actually how many people actually are actively using Miniclip. About 400 million monthly active users are being used on Miniclip, which is quite a lot, to be honest with you. I mean, and they're only just playing mobile games, nothing at all, anything from Flash games or anything like that. So the fact that this number has happened, and this is from their official LinkedIn, mind you, as well, which is insane, it's just crazy to think how much has changed. I think rather than me trying to be pulling the whole, let's be nostalgic and this is a depressing and sad thing, I have to just kind of acknowledge and remember just how great the good times were, even if now I'm very limited with how I can play Miniclip. I mean, I can't play half these games because, like I said, I've only got an iPad to use. I'm eventually trying to save up for a laptop, so please give me some grievances. But eventually good things often have to die out. And I think some of these things are actually worth remembering. What I actually want, however, is to actually preserve the memory of these games. These games are just phenomenal. Even if I don't remember all of them or they don't look that great, I think it's great to actually reserve them or try to preserve them as best we can. I mean, look at RuneScape, and that's something I'm probably going to have to actually talk about. But old RuneScape now is actually been ported into a mobile app, which you can now play to your heart's content if you want to replay your nostalgia. I guess I'll leave this on a more positive note. Remember the good things, remember the good times. If you can find any of these games, I recommend giving them a go. Even if they are lost media, even watch them. I mean, again, they're nothing special, but they were nostalgic for me and many other people. And same with Miniclip, just remember the good times. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Sorry this is a very weird one, and I know I'm not going to have a big audience or anything like that, but I just wanted to kind of just change around a few things and try a different niche. This is my second channel. Old videos I've posted on this channel have been uploading. My Simpsons one has been doing relatively well. I kind of want to do a few things here and there, just a couple of niches, and just see what sticks. But I hope you enjoyed this video if you happen to watch it, and yeah, thank you so much.